Hello, Pisces. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Bonefire Tarot by Gabby Angus West. And for supportive oracle cards, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. And there we go. All right. Let's see how many cards we end up with here. This is Pisces. Okay. Pisces. Okay. So, for Pisces, going into it, you got the Four of Wands, which I think is a great card. That talks about stability and commitments, things you're very locked into. This might be, for this situation, something that you have personally, emotionally committed to. It's almost like if you've committed to somebody in the sense of like a friendship or even a project, this is something you've committed yourself to. I'm getting this is something that you've balanced pretty well. So far, you're doing pretty well with it. And for some of you, it might be like, well, to make this go better, I need to do this. To make that go where I want it to, I need to do that. And you've committed to like, well, I want this to improve. This is where I need to go. If I want that to happen, this is what I need to do. It feels to me, for those of you this is going to hit with, you're on the right track in knowing what you need to do. The question is, are you, no, I feel like you're going the right direction. They're saying you're going the right direction. This is what I want. This is where I need to go. Some of you might be starting off very slowly and questioning that. But I'm also getting, for those of you starting very slowly, that's the best way to do it, to keep it. So it might be starting very slow. You're like, I'm just kind of inching forward. It's almost like if you want to have a different type of diet and you're just kind of like, oh, I know I do too much sugar. I'm just trying to cut down on the sugar. And you're slowly moving away from like maybe sodas or something like that. It's still working and you're still going to make it. Like, that's what they're saying. Even if it's moving slowly, you're doing very well. I've got success in the environment. You're choosing well. Information is coming towards you. When new information comes your way, you are very open to it. You're knowing what kind of works for you. You seem to be in the reality of this is what works for me. It doesn't have to work for everybody, but I know this works for me. It's kind of like some people sometimes have a it's hard for them to accept that, like, I may do it this way and maybe they do it that way, but one of us is wrong, even though that may not be the case. Like, both of you could be right. Some people have a hard time getting there, but you seem to be realizing, like, I do it this way, they do it that way, and then that person over there does it completely differently. We all get different levels of success, but we're doing what's right for us. So for each of us, we're picking our correct path. And just because this works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for them. And just because that works for them doesn't mean that's going to work for me. And you seem to be on that page, like, this is how I need to do it. I don't need everybody to do it my way to know I'm right. I know it's right for me. You're also open to information too. When I'm feeling success in the environment, I feel like it's also kind of like, well, I want to know how they're doing it. It doesn't mean I'm going to do it their way. I just want to know how they're doing it. Maybe I can pull some of that in. Maybe I'll add that into my own situation. Maybe I won't. This is why success is around you, because you're very open, like, just considering things. Yes, no, we'll see what works, we'll see what doesn't. And not feeling held down like I have to do it this rigid way. You don't feel very rigid, you feel very open. If this is hitting, you're also enjoying this. It's kind of like you may have a lot to work on, a lot to do, but seeing all the different possibilities and having that flexibility, kind of like, oh, I don't really like doing this. I don't like doing this every day. So let me try it a little bit differently. Oh, that seems like it's a better idea. Maybe that'll work better for me. Okay, this is better, but I want to try this other way too. You're so open to different ideas that you're forging a successful path forward, but you're also creating a new path that's going to be enjoyable to you. Now, I don't want this to go off in the sense of, like, I'm not saying that you're in this blissful joy moment right now, but you're setting yourself up to, like, if I don't like it that much right now, I'll keep adjusting and finding different ways to do it until I'm in a place to where I'm like, I'm not feeling like it's horrible. I at least can live with it. So that's kind of like you're following your joy in the sense of like, this doesn't really fit well for me. I need to do it a little differently. Let me keep going. Oh, let me adjust it there. Let me adjust it here. I just don't want it to come off like you're in this blissful moment, because I don't think you're in the blissful moment in the sense of like everything is perfect. I think you're in the blissful moment kind of like you're open to finding what works for you, and you keep adjusting kind of like, well, that didn't work. Let me try a little differently. That's okay. I can do this. And, well, this is going a little bit better, but I think it can go better than that. I'm noticing a lot of bubbly energy here too. You're very excited. So if it doesn't feel like whatever you're doing is right on point or doing exactly what it should be just yet, the fact that you're open to making it better is why you're going towards that positive direction. Take your time deciding what you want to do. Take your time letting things come towards you. Try some of this, try some of that. I don't know why I'm in the food thing at the moment, but for example, I'm one of those people that I'll try new recipes and I'm like, oh, that's supposed to be good. Let me try this cabbage with this different type of dressing, then bake it over here and do this with it, and then let's try it with this other thing. I don't know why we're going. Let's try it with some tofu just to be weird. And I'm like, well, actually, I like the tofu with this dressing, but I didn't like the cabbage or broccoli or whatever the hell it was. So I'm like, well, I'll try that recipe again, but maybe I'll try it with this other stuff. And that's kind of what I'm getting from this. Like, it's like, yeah, it wasn't a total fail, but I didn't like this and I didn't like that, so I keep going. You are persevering because you keep adjusting. That's what I think the point of this reading is. I feel like already that's what we're going towards. As long as you're in the mode to where you're willing to keep readjusting, it's something about the readjusting is where your success is, because I'm getting it starts to become a habit of readjusting. The Nine of Pentacles is telling me you're feeling very accomplished and very successful, but you're willing to keep adjusting as necessary. As long as you're keeping it open and you don't get overly rigid on getting success keeps following you. Pisces imagination, this makes more sense to me. As long as you're able to kind of dream and see different possibilities and keep doing things different ways, you keep yourself entertained. That also keeps you locked into it. It seems to entertain you. I mean, it doesn't have to be like a 4-ring circus, a 3-ring circus. It doesn't have to be a 3-ring circus to keep you entertained. Just the fact that you have different ways you could possibly do things. It just keeps you engaged, really engaged. Now this is where it gets a little bit more complicated, because I feel like as long as you're in control, this has a lot of success to it. Then I'm getting the Strength card with the Friendship. You're doing well. You're doing really well. Other people are struggling. They want to do well with you. This is not bad, but they're giving you this Devil card. You got to be careful. You're very open to trying new things. You adjust as you need to keep adjusting. Other people, that might not be the way they succeed, and I feel like you get that. You understand that. But they might have a hard time accepting that in the reverse. If you try to pull somebody in and try to help them succeed, they might start pushing in on you that you're doing things wrong when you're not. They may be like, well, you did that wrong. You should do it this way. You get a better result. Yeah, no, you got to stop going over there. No, stop changing things. No, do it this way. No, go back and do it this way again. Like, I feel like somebody's trying to tell you how to be successful when literally you pulled them into your own success. It's kind of like you were already going down the successful road. They were having a hard time. And you do it your own way, but you're just like, all right, come with me. We can do it together. You could come and join me on my road, and we can be successful together. And then you do what you've been doing, where you readjust and change and do this. And like, I'm going to do this, and I was in the cart today, but I'm going to walk tomorrow. And maybe I'm going to, use a unicycle the day after that. Or maybe, okay, I'm going to take a boat today. You're changing and changing and changing with what needs to change. They're like, no, stop changing. Just keep walking. No, we should walk every day. No, just keep walking. And you were like, no, I want to run today. Nope, that's not good. This is why it's not good. You can't run today. Gotta walk. Okay. Oh, and you're like, oh, for some reason you might give in to that. Then the next day you're like, oh, today I'm going to swim. I think today I'm going to swim. They're like, no, you can't swim today. No, that's not good. It's going to be too cold. Can't swim. Gotta walk. Keep walking. And they might be trying to control you with that, which is ironically probably what causes them to have problems and why success kind of escapes them at times. I'm getting like you're not sure what to do with this. You got the Moon card with the, what number is that? The Five of Cups. You don't want these people to fail, but you really can't let them drag you down and let you fail either. There's going to be a point where I feel like you got to cut them loose and be like, all right, you can take this path and I'm going to take a different one now. You keep walking on that one. I'm going to go somewhere else and do my own thing. And it's not like you're giving up your success. It's just kind of like whatever they're doing, they're just kind of like, here, you take that and go do that. But I'm going to do my success on my own. What happens with this? I feel like you're trying to, but see, this is face down, kind of like you're trying to give to them. That's the Six of Pentacles, is it here? Six of Cups. No, Six of Pentacles is the Six of Coins. So that's the give and take. You're trying to be giving to this, but you're also kind of like, I need to go off on my own here. I feel like you're kind of being more secretive with the Queen of Cups and the Magician. You're like, I'm trying to kind of just kind of, here, you go do that. Here, you can take the Six of Pentacles. You have a good time with that. Here, go do that. And I'm going to go back to my own success. But I also feel like you're kind of like limiting yourself because you're like, well, I don't really want them to know what I'm doing because they keep trying to tell me how to do what I already know works for me. So I feel like you're kind of diminishing your own voice, kind of like, if I just don't put it out there that I'm still doing it my own way, I don't have to listen to them telling me I'm wrong when I know I'm not wrong. Because it's getting a little obnoxious. How long does that last? Yeah, see, I don't think that's fair. I feel like what's going to happen is it's going to kind of drive a wedge. I don't feel like you have to stop celebrating your success, and I feel like they're saying don't stop celebrating your success. Don't stop. Yeah, is this coming off right? Like, keep talking. Just because you feel like somebody else doesn't like the way you do something, just remind them, like, you do it your way, but I'm doing it my way, and you don't have to stop talking about your success. You need to keep talking about your success. Because I feel like you're going to have some really good outcomes. You're still going to have a really good outcome, but I feel like whoever this person is, or people, it could be more than one person, you're going to end up having a disconnect in that relationship, whether it be a friendship or a romantic relationship or even a family or a coworker. Whatever this success is, you need to keep celebrating because there's more to get from you. There's more you can get out of this. You're still going to have your success that you're looking for. You're still going to have it. That's what I'm getting with the Harvest. But I'm feeling like when I got the glamour here, like there's damage to this relationship when you're not able to celebrate what you want to celebrate. What will happen over time is that you might part ways. And I don't think you want that. They're saying to keep from parting ways later, celebrate your success, and just, you might have to remind them, like, you know, we tried it together, it just didn't work doing this, whatever it was, maybe cooking together, maybe it was a health food thing, whatever. You know, it didn't work us doing it together. I do it my way, you do it your way. I still want to celebrate my success. I just need to do it on my own. But I still want you to know what I'm doing because I still want to celebrate it with you, and I want you to celebrate yours. If you don't keep the conversations open, if you don't keep celebrating your own personal success, and you just kind of say, hey, I'm going to go on my own, you do your way, I'll do my way, but if you can't celebrate what you like, it's going to drive a wedge, and then getting the psychic protection is going to lead to separation. Because you're protecting yourself. You don't want somebody to tell you how to live your life or to do what you know is right. So instead of making it an issue, you're hiding it, but it's going to drive a wedge, and you'll end up separating from this energy over time. So I feel like that's the whole point of this reading. So you don't end up with that separation, which I don't feel like you want. Make sure you keep celebrating your success. Just because somebody does it differently and they want to tell you how to do it, at some point you have to tell them, hey, listen, you do it your way. You want to walk, you keep walking. I'm going to swim today. You can keep walking on your own, and I'm going to swim on my own. We can still get along quite well, but I need to be happy with what I do and celebrate what I do. You celebrate what you do. You want to keep walking? You keep celebrate that. Sometimes you'll be ahead, sometimes I'll be ahead, but we need to keep talking, and I need to flourish the way it works for me. that if you're able to make this hurdle to get across this situation, I don't think you'll have a separation. But otherwise, if you do shut down and you're off there swimming, you just don't let them know. You're over there running, you just don't let them know. You're over there skipping down the street, you just don't let them know, and they keep walking the whole time. Maybe you're running some days. If you're not able to celebrate that, there's going to be a natural separation of energy, and you're just going to go your own way. And I feel like you don't want that to happen. So they're just giving you the heads up how to avoid that. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.